The federal government has finally decided to release Nnamdi Kano. Yes, this actually is a breaking news. So if you are watching me right now, you just heard what I said. In fact, this statement was made by the Minister of Works himself, Governor Dave Umahi. He just came out and said it, that the federal government is willing to negotiate with Nnamdi Kano, but not because of their political agenda, but because of other reasons. Let us negotiate. That is his word. Look at it on your screen. The other day, Orji Zokalu came out to drop a hint on this particular thing, and I knew that there is something cooking inside the pot. And now today, Umahi is here now, still leaking that same secret that is going on in Aso Rock. As you see, it is so clear that this is about 2027 elections and nothing more. But don't be too fast, because I have spent the whole night making calls, receiving messages, and having discussions, because definitely if they are going to release him, there's going to be a high level of meetings between different stakeholders on Nnamdi Kano's side, on the federal government side, to see the best reasons, to see the final considerations for his release. And I have come up with a blueprint and 5 proposals on this release. Let me tell you. And I will tell you why I did it. Remember, Wazurike was also in this same dungeon. And when he was finally released, you can see Wazurike now, what he has become. You can see how his mouth was silenced forever. You can see that the Wazurike that entered DSS dungeon and the Wazurike that came out of DSS dungeon is not the same. It's not because it's not the same Wazurike that you know. It's because of the agreement that he may have signed. And that is why I'm also reminding all of you. Some people are there watching. Some people are there hoping. And I am directing this message particularly to the family of Nnamdi Kano. Because yes, they are emotionally attached to him. And of course, they are the ones that may hold these negotiations alongside trusted people around him and lawyers and co-yes. The federal government is coming up with conditions for the release of Nnamdi Kano. So you, as those who are going to negotiate for him also, you are also going to come out with conditions for his release too, so that you will put it side by side with that of the federal government. Yes. You also have to come up with your own condition, because you can't accept everything they give you. Nnamdi Kano has spent decades already in that cell. And is not given consent, because what he's fighting for is freedom. Freedom of speech, of association, of ideology. So these are the 5 conditions that we here in Spotters Family have come up with. Maybe to guide your own conditions as you are going to present it to the federal government. Do not go empty-handed. Because if you do not stand for something, definitely you will fall for anything. Do not go cap in hand, begging. Number 1 condition you must go with is that they must unproscribe the IPOB. Yes, because the IPOB is not a terrorist group and it has been proscribed. So they must deproscribe it or whatever. It must be removed from that status, because they can always come tomorrow, wake up and say, this man also belongs to a proscribed group, and rearrest him again. So for you to ensure that this man is actually free as they release him, the group which represents must be unbanned. They must unban it, so that you will know that yes, there is no excuse waiting already to rearrest him. If you don't do that before they release him, any second, any day he breathes 2 times and they feel that he's not playing according to their plans, or he made a mistake, they can come for him, still citing association of a proscribed group. Number 1 for you is that IPOB is not a proscribed group. They must delist it from that list. Number 2, all the Igbos and people fighting for Biafra freedom who are languishing in the cell around the country should be immediately released for fighting for their freedom. They cannot be in the cell while he is released because he himself will not like it. So as you're negotiating for his release, you should also remember that there are people who also suffered with him, who are still suffering with him, who are languishing in different cells around the country. And these people must also be released with immediate effect. There are people who suffered. There are people who even shed their life for him. And those ones will understand that yes, they are gone. But the ones who are alive must also be free. This is number 2 condition you must also give as you walk into that negotiation table. Do not forget. Number 3 condition. There must be a restitution, a form of reparation for the people that died during Python dance. His parents that lost their lives also as a result of the invasion of their family home. And the 28 people that also died as a result of the high-handedness of this Python dance. I am not asking for any apology letter from anybody. All I am asking for is that this man lost his parents, of course, and he lost supporters, people, human beings that matter. Of course, you cannot just close your eyes on that. Already, there are court judgments that have given damages to his favor already on this particular issue. Proper reparation must be paid financially to provide succor for those 28 people that died, because definitely they have family. Some of them may even be married with children. So they must be properly catered for because they were killed by the government itself. And also, Nnamdi Kano's parents have lost their lives as a result of that. So definitely, that reparation will play a long way, at least, in providing succor for those young men who lost their life as a result of that Python dance. I'm not asking for any money for Nnamdi Kano. That one is not what I'm asking for. All I'm asking for is reparation for the dead, the 28 people that lost their lives. And of course, for the parents of Nnamdi Kano, of which Nnamdi Kano's father is a paramount ruler. And of course, he is entitled to some form of financial settlement for his life. Number 4 condition you must enter that negotiation table with is that this release must be unconditional, devoid of any prejudice. It must be a full acquittal and discharge with documents. And it must come with a perpetual injunction that states that he can no longer be rearrested on any of the count charges that he is being discharged with. And also, it must come with an additional presidential pardon. Not only a pardon, because a pardon says that he is being freed by the discretion of the president alone, of which somebody else can come tomorrow and still rearrest him. So it's not only going to be a presidential pardon or a presidential forgiveness. No. It is going to come with a court judgment saying you are hereby discharged, acquitted, and you cannot be rearrested for these same charges in the future. That is exactly what this release should look like.